If I were to ask you to picture Mother Nature, what would you think of? Would you think of a beautiful goddess, a gardener, someone who makes flowers pop up by simply breathing? What I'm guessing you didn't picture is someone who is struggling to protect Earth and its natural greenery. However, in many parts of the world, that's exactly what she would be doing. I've decided to share this information with you because my environmental studies professor, Mrs. Hellman, told our class that a great way to help our planet is to talk about it with others. While nature can replenish many of its resources, the effects of human innovation and technology has made it more difficult to be sustainable. In fact, according to the article written by Jamie Merrill titled "The Good News: Earth Can Support Life for 1.75 billion years. The Bad News: Climate Change Could Wipe Us Out First," while Earth can reasonably sustain human life for around 1.75 billion years, certain human activities and climate change might prevent us from reaching that goal, and if we did reach that goal, it wouldn't be sustainably. Climate change has had many effects on the Earth and its resources, such as forests, water, and soil. Due to the release of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, forests have had to adjust to the changes in temperature, precipitation, and levels of CO2. Carbon dioxide, or CO2, is required for plants to photosynthesize, and the increased amount in the air can help boost a plant's growth, but it can also lead to a decrease in the amount of breeds of trees, as well as decreasing their fertility rate. While the temperature increases, the plants and trees inside a forest tend to move northern or higher altitudes due to the need for water. Temperature also affects forests due to the fact that when the trees and shrubs are dry from the hot temps and less rain, wildfires spread quickly due to the large number of dry wood. Less rain can also mean harmful damage to the tree's bark and core. According to the United States Environmental Protection Agency, in the article titled "Climate Impacts on Forests," drought also reduces trees' ability to produce sap, which protects them from destructive insects such as pine beetles, which are bugs that will eat trees from the inside out and can destroy forests. These changes in forests due to precipitation are greatly affected by the change made by climate change to the water cycle. When warm, wet air cools, more rain and snow are had. However, this usually means like heavy rains and storms, and that more frequently. Climate change also changes where precipitation falls. According to Sarah Ficht, who has worked as a freelance science journalist and is content manager at the Earth Institute, Columbia University, some areas, such as the American West, Southwest, and Southeast, are expected to get drier, while the northern and mideast parts of the U.S. are expected to get wetter. Another effect of climate change on the water cycle is acid rain, which is rain with acidic components like sulfuric or nitric acid. This rain can damage ecosystems, animals, and humans if it gets into the drinking water. Because of the higher temperature, ice sheets and glaciers are also melting, creating a rise in sea level and jeopardizing islands, coasts, and animals like polar bears. Snowpack is another issue. Usually, melted snow adds fresh water to rivers or streams in the springtime when it starts to heat up. This water can be used for drinking. However, due to the warming climate, the supposed snow turns into more rain and less snow is had, and less water is being stored as snowpack. According to Ficht, the lack of snowpack can lead to drier conditions later in the year, which can be bad news for regions that rely on snowmelt to refill their drinking supplies. This has already been seen in California as droughts increase and we see more water shortages. While the moisture in the air has been greatly affected by climate change, the moisture underground has also been influenced. Soil moisture has significantly decreased, especially in the Mediterranean region, while increasing in parts of northern Europe since the 1950s, according to the European Environmental Agency. Declines in soil moisture mean that it increases the need for more irrigation, and more resources are used to make food from more drinking water is used in the irrigation system. Droughts are more common, more insects outbreaks, and crop growth prevention due to heat. CO2 also affects crops. While they may grow faster, CO2 has been associated with decreasing the level of nutrition in some plants. The Environmental Protection Agency states that CO2 has been associated with reduced protein and nitrogen content in alfalfa and soybean plants, but it can reduce the amount of nutrition that and most plants that you eat, as well as for livestock. To conclude, forests, water, and soil are thoroughly connected due to the fact that they are all affected by CO2 emissions, a rise in the Earth's climate, and changes in the water cycle, all of which can be termed climate change. While the direct cause of these issues is difficult to pinpoint, the overall effect is clearly seen. Mother Nature has been affected by climate change in many parts of the world, but hopefully we will all live long enough to see her flourish again. Thank you.